Hello everybody and welcome to VFR. Today we are here with the PMDG 737-800.
Are you able the Toro 3 arrival into Bush?
And we are flying the 737-800 as Flight Delta 849, New Orleans to Atlanta. This is my second flight in the 737-800, so we will see how it goes going into Atlanta. We've got a cold and dark 737 here, and we're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to basically structure this as a full flight. So I'm going to run through everything. We're going to get up off into the ground. And then we will check in with everybody who's coming along once we get up to cruise. But just to kind of, focus on the flight a little bit at the beginning. But also planning to do more Hangout stuff over on Twitch. So we will, we'll see how that all works out. But right now we're doing a full flight here on YouTube. And then we'll probably do a Hangout stream sometime this weekend on over on Twitch. So let's get into the airplane and get set up. All right, so we've got just basic battery power on. Let's go through all of this. I've got the checklists up and ready to go. Again, second flight, so I haven't gotten everything exactly the way I want it, but we will get there. Parking brake. We've got wheel chocks on, so that's good. Battery power is on. Emergency lights are armed. Ground power is available, so we'll connect it. Our IRSs need to be set to nav. And before we turn anything on, we'd better test to make sure we can put out a fire. Pack signs, we'll put that before we taxi out. Our hydraulic pumps, all of our flap levers and gear are where we expect them. And spoilers, that's good. We can go ahead and turn on our hydraulic pumps. We'll put this to auto for now. In fact, we'll even turn it on for now. Well, before I forget. Window heat will come on. And we will not start the APU just yet. We'll start that after we get our clearance. But packs will be off. ISO valve will be on. So getting into Fmc Setup, first thing we should probably do is set up our payload. So for today, we're going to be mostly full. We'll dial in 144, lots of baggage. Our block fuel for today's flight is going to be 6820, so we'll call that 6.9. That's our reserve fuel. What am I talking about? Block fuel is 15.5, so we'll round up to a good solid 16,000 pounds, I should say. Yeah, we're good to go there. All right. So ground power is on. We've got the jetway in. We've done all of our catering and everything else. 156 passengers on board. Baggage is loaded. So let's get into our init ref. We have out-of-date nav data, apparently. We need to update that. ATL. We're at MSY, I should say. Kilo Mike Sierra Yankee. If we go into the route, we're heading up to ATL. Our alternate today is going to be Nashville, Bravo, November Alpha, and today we are Delta 489. Now at New Orleans, what are we going to get at New Orleans? We can check out the ATIS and see if there's anything in that for us. New Orleans ATIS information, Mike, 2253 Zulu, so a half hour. 190 at 5 knots, winds 10 surf, mile visibility, some scattered clouds above us, altimeter 29er, 905. Arrivals are expecting runway 11. Departing runway 20. So we can go ahead and punch in 20 here. That makes it nice and easy for us. For our departure, we're doing direct to Golf Charlie Victor, so nothing to put in there, so we'll just throw that in there. Our arrival into Atlanta, we are planning the Hobbit to landing on the 27s, but we will we'll kind of have to see what Atlanta gives us for that. Their ATIS is not coming in text form. So the default runway you're supposed to put for the Hobbit is select runway 28. So we'll select runway 28 for the Hobbit 2. We'll select the ILS 28. And we want the Shire transition. Shire transition. That should be good. Now to the route. Golf Charlie Victor, then direct Peyton. PAYTN. And then direct Shire. Should be a fairly simple flight, about 1 hour, which is good for learning an airplane like this that's similar in most aspects to PMDG 737-700. But it is different in some key ways on approach and everything. So let's tune in. We got Houston Center online at the moment. We'll call them up here and request our IFR clearance here. So we've got our altimeter. We'll get our transponder squawk code. We are Delta 489. We are at New Orleans, looking for IFR clearance to Atlanta. We have information mic on board. Let's relay that to our controller friend. Houston Center, good evening. Delta 489, we're at New Orleans, requesting IFR to Atlanta. We have information, Mike.
Delta 489, Houston Center, hello, clear to the Atlanta Hartsfield Airport as filed, maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 330 in 10 minutes, squawk 7406.
All right, we're clear to the Atlanta Airport as filed. We'll climb maintain 4,000, expecting flight level 330, 10 minutes after. And we will squawk 7406, Delta 489.
Delta 489, thank you, read back correct.
All right, here we go. So we've got clearance. We're good on that route. Let's punch in our transponder code.
Good night, Southwest.
Have I bound this yet? I have. Look at me. Look at me go. 7406.
Southwest 3307, Houston Center, roger.
So 740. I can't get that. Here it is. Oh, what button am I hitting there? Oh, test. Interesting.
TCAS test. Pass.
Didn't know there was a test button there, so that's kind of cool. So altimeter is set. Transponder is set. We can set up our perf-init page. Now we have a reserves of, what did I say, 6.9. We'll do a cost index around, we'll shoot for 24. Our zero fuel weight, we are fully loaded, it's at 137.5, and we're cruising at 330. Should be about an hour flight.
Contact Houston approach 120.05.
We're not going to mess with a D-rate or anything.
Approach 005, thanks, have a good night. 170.
We're going to do flaps 5. Our CG will punch in, and V1 141 rotating at 143, and we're going flying 152. So 152.
United 1878.
In here. Now we're going to, I'm going to assume they're going to want us runway heading
990.
off of runway 20.
Descend Viva 403, United 1878.
20 is not a very long runway, but let's see. It should be fine. So we're going to climb maintain 4,000. And setting a heading of 200.
65 Golf Golf, descend via the Dixie 3, arrival Austin landing north, altimeter 2988.
We're down on the
2988
main terminal.
Landing north, and we'll descend via the Dixie 3, 65 Golf Golf.
So that's pretty good. Okay. So our departure, we're going to do what ATC tells us to do. Otherwise, we're going to go direct to Golf Charlie Victor VOR. Not sure what that is, but the Golf Charlie Victor VOR. Radios, frequency, we've got Atlanta Center, or we've got Houston Center in. That's what we need right now. Let's start getting ready to push at this point. Now, I do have GSX, and I'm not messing with it because I can't, it doesn't work at all a bunch of the airports we want to fly to. And so I'm just not dealing with it right now. So we want to get our three things set up. We want to get rid of the jetway. We're going to want to start our APU. So aft fuel pump on. Go ahead and start. We're getting ready to start engines anyway. We do have our position lights, we can turn on our anti-collision lights and get ready for the push. A couple other things up here on the overhead panel. We've got the different cabin air configurations here. I haven't gotten into all that. I'm hoping auto will get everyone to their destination safely. We're going up to 330, and then elevation at Atlanta is going to be about 1,000 feet. So we'll punch in 1,000 feet in here. So that is us about set up and ready to go. Get the APU up and running. 1 minute, we'll turn on the bleeds. And while we're doing that, we could go over to APU power. The inner buttons, they haven't moved. And get set up for the push. We're going to release ground power, chocks, and request our tug. Again, as much as I would love to use advanced GSX and stuff, I just can't, you know, you don't want to run the program. It's a whole thing. I didn't. One of the more disappointing add-ons, I think, for me personally. We'll go ahead and request that, get set up and ready to go. But if you buy a pushback add-on, you would hope that, you know, you could push back at every airport in the game, every airport in the world, especially as advertised. But no, alas, I still have to have another one installed. I guess I could use the PMDG one too. So for auto checks, doors closed, ground equipment is clear, wheel chocks are removed. And we're going to not worry about push and start because we can keep it in the non-movement area, I believe. Let me just double check the chart here. Yeah, that's all non-movement. That'll be good. All right, so ready to go now. APU bleed can come on. Packs are off. And I think we're ready to go. Yaw damper should come on. And let's push. But see, just like that, I don't have to run another program. It's just, yeah, I mean, some of the stuff, it's cool, but it's not that cool. All right, let's start engine 1. Or engine 2, I should say. Again, it hasn't moved from the last 737 we flew.
Aircraft calling standby. Sorry, the aircraft that was calling Houston Center, go ahead.
Houston Center, this is Metro 1077 IFR to Phoenix Sky Harbor at Gulfport now.
Metro 1077 Houston Center, roger, cleared to the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport as filed, maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 360 in 10 minutes, squawk 7324.
Okay, cleared as filed, maintain 5,000. 10 minutes to 360 and 7324.
Metro 1077, read back correct, 14 for departure, the Mobile, correction, the Gulfport altimeter is 29906, advise ready for taxi.
Okay, we'll plug in.
That's clicked in, let's go start engine number 1. Watching that engine spool up. All right. Give it some fuel and let's go. So other than that, let's check on our trim. Same whole deal. We're going to go back to takeoff performance. Trim of 4.8. Seems awfully low, but maybe. And I guess that is kind of the big difference here, is not so much any of the interface, because that's all the same. It's all the numbers that are different from something like the 700. Let's go ahead and put our parking brake on and be safe. Do a throttle check. Maybe not. And then the last thing we're going to do when we get this back is flaps 5. Oh my, okay. So that's a little bit more than I wanted. Let's try it again. Flaps 2, flaps 5. We do have a throttle, that's good. Good starts all around. All right. And do we have a speed brake? What did I map on this one? Speed brake, there it is. All right, we are about ready to go. Let's go RTO. And we are ready for taxi. We'll just light up the panel a little bit.
Houston Center, JetBlue 9057. I see we're about to leave your airspace. Fort Worth Center just signed on. Do you want me to go over to him or stay with you?
Funnily enough, I was just talking to Fort Worth Center about exactly that problem. Stay with me.
Houston Center, Delta 489, ready to taxi at New Orleans.
Delta 489, runway 20, taxi via Golf Sierra.
Runway 20, Golf Sierra, Delta 489.
I'm
Golf.
sorry, correction. Hotel Sierra to runway 20.
Hotel Sierra to 20. Makes more sense. Delta 489, thanks. All right, so Hotel Sierra is right next to us. If we pull up,
Our last clearance was to Lake Charles.
Sim Toolkit, Navigraph. We're here at the end of the terminal. We're going to go Hotel Sierra Golf down here. So Hotel Sierra to 20 should be fairly straight.
Okay, so to the airport
Forward.
you go. You reach the last leg on your flight plan. You then go straight to the airport. Descend at pilot's discretion. Maintain flight level 190.
Pilot's discretion, flight level 190 for Antelman.
All right, so we'll get into the after start stuff. Well, let me make sure I know where I'm going first. So this should be hotel off to our left. So we can put the packs into auto. APU bleed can come off. We can go over to the generators too. Bleed off, packs on. APU can come off. We'll get people cooler, cooled off.
Golf,
Ignition,
the Zulu's
one of them.
transferred off and advising you have that.
We'll pick up Zulu for 6
ISO valve can come up to auto. Engine instruments are all good. Auto, arming auto throttle. VNAV and LNAV will
65 Golf, thank you. Expect the visual approach
try and
36
arm.
right.
I need flight directors, so flight director's on.
36 right for 65 Golf.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Flap set, flaps 5. Elevator trim is 4.8. Flight controls are working, it appears. So that's a good start. We've got LNAV, VNAV, and as required, auto throttle is armed. Warning recall. I don't see any warning lights of any kind, so that's good. Taxi light should be on if we're good pilots. Auto brake is set to RTO. When we get to the line, we're going to reset our fuel flow. V speeds are 141 for V1, 143 for rotate, and 152 is V2. Our MCP is set up, and for the takeoff, we will set our position lights and light everything up.
Emirates 256, Houston Center.
So thank you all for coming along. This is a full flight between New Orleans and Atlanta.
Very quiet.
Looks like we got Atlanta Center online in the PMDG 737-800. Now, in my first flight, I did Atlanta to Pensacola, which was a little bit tricky. This airplane comes in faster. The runway looks a little bit smaller at a place like Pensacola than in the 700. But hopefully Atlanta will be manageable.
Emirates 256, radar contact overhead anchor, flight level 330, thank you. Emirates 256, radar contact overhead anchor, flight level 330, thank you.
So again, we're going to do what they tell us to do off of here. Might get runway heading, we might, and then get sent direct, or we might get a heading. Doesn't really matter. Center Delta 489, holding short 20.
Delta 489, flight runway heading, runway 20, cleared for takeoff.
Runway heading, runway 20, cleared for takeoff, Delta 489. All right, away we go. Fuel flow. We will reset. We're going to come up to the line. We're going to set 40% N1.
JetBlue 950.
Then we hit the toga button and go flying.
132.8.
Rotate at 142. We'll rotate somewhat gently to avoid a tail strike. We'll let the engines come up. Toga. And we're away. And our V1, our rotate, every speed is basically higher in this airplane.
V1, rotate.
Pulling back. Trying not to strike the tail. Don't really have a great sense of it. It's not something you'd worry about that much in the 700. Gear up. And we're climbing to 4,000 feet now.
At 65 Golf Golf, fly heading 130, vectors for the visual.
130, vectors for the visual, 65 Golf Golf.
And 65 Golf Golf is going to maintain 3,000.
3,000 for 65 Golf Golf.
Center Delta 489, airborne passing 2,000.
Delta 489, thank you, radar contacts, climb maintain 15,000.
Climb maintain 15,000, Delta 489.
0, vectors towards Green County.
Let's turn on the autopilot, 15,000.
99 Hotel Mike, descend and maintain 10,000. November 9029 Hotel Mike.
So that's mostly, I like to fly,
10,000.
hand fly these approaches in this plane, but mostly just keep the speed under control if you're not
November
careful.
929 Hotel Mike, descend and maintain 10,000.
All right, we are in the air.
10,000 for 929 Hotel Mike. Delta 489, turn left heading 0, radar contact, turn left heading 060, climb maintain 15,000.
All right, left heading 060, climb maintain 15,000, Delta 489.
United 1878, contact Houston approach 120.
So we must have talked over each other on the last one. That's all right.
120.05, good night, United 1878.
Left heading 160. So thank you all for coming along. We are out at New Orleans now, climbing out in the 737-800. Now, in real life, we still don't have the airplane. This is actually flown by
report went back.
this is actually flown by a 757 in real life, but hey, we get a little closer every day. But thank you all for coming along.
Houston Center, United 1120 Heavy, climbing through 10,000.
United 1120 Heavy, Houston Center, roger, climb maintain flight level 370.
Climb maintain flight level 370, United 1120 Heavy.
Delta 489, clear direct to the Green County VOR, climb maintain flight level 330.
All right, cleared direct Green County, climb maintain 330, Delta 489. All right, so we're still climbing. Let's get the direct punched in. And go. So 330 is what we're looking for. And we'll make that turn. So again, I mean, it's not, if you're wondering what the difference is, like, it is kind of a flying difference for the plane. It's definitely a different flying experience, not so much a switchology experience, obviously. There's one different panel, but all the buttons and switches are the same. But the numbers you're hitting are a little bit different. Your performance limitations are a little bit different. Your runways are a little bit different. So it's interesting challenge, but again, I think the real challenge is going back and forth between them, like Southwest pilots do, like a lot of other pilots do. A lot of pilots will fly both 737 700s and 800s, so keeping that all fresh in your mind, it should be fun. So a little bit cloudy here in New Orleans. Climbing up to flight level 330, should be about an hour flight.
Number 99, Hotel Mike, the Lafayette, I'll
Hour
cover
and 10 minutes,
2995 when able. Sorry, if you have an approach request for Lafayette, I don't mean Lafayette, I mean Baton Rouge, my apologies. Baton Rouge, ultimate is 2996. If you have an approach request, I can take that now.
2996 will be the runway 1349 Hotel Mike.
Where do you want to start that from?
I'll re-up when I Mike.
Number 929.
Now, one thing I do want to keep an eye on is what they're doing at Atlanta. I still can't get the ATIS. But looks like they are landing west. So that would put us on the 27s. That would put us on the Hobbit coming in for Atlanta. So we're expecting the Hobbit 2 from Shire. Short flight like this, it's never really too early to brief the approach. So Shire out here at Peyton. So we're actually hitting Peyton and then Shire. Coming into Frodo, Bilbo, Baggins, and then Smog. Hobbit at or above 14,000. Ensel
65 Golf, turn left heading
12,000. And then we've got runway 28 punched in. I think that... I forget which way the
65 Golf
shoots
on the
you off
rollout.
onto.
The Austin Airport will be at your 10 to 11 o'clock, 10 miles.
But the important note here is... We're putting it in, expect... Select 28, then they'll tell us where to go from there.
Right.
Atlanta's one of those airports where they do that. Makes things a little easier. So again, thank you all for coming along and just joining us. This is a full flight in the PMDG 737-800 from New Orleans to Atlanta. We are Delta Flight 489. Should be in Atlanta in about an hour. We'll see what the progress page says. It's on a
99 Hotel Mike, clear relay,
so yeah,
cross
about
relay at or above 3,000, cleared the RNAV, Christian cleared the RNAV runway 13 approach.
But departing out of New Orleans, which is in Houston Center.
You want to start that from?
Pretty, not super busy out here, so a good place to fly if you're looking to fly somewhere.
I thought I had that wrong. Number 99 Hotel Mike, clear direct Alia, and I'll have you lower shortly.
Direct Alia for Hotel Mike.
So just taking in some wing views as we go on up. I mean, even in the 800, once you hit the
Golf, the
Command A button,
0908, gust 17,
down to monitoring. We do need to clean some stuff up, though. Auto brake can come off. We should have turned our landing lights on. Taxi light can come off at this point. Weather seems okay. Seatbelt signs can come off.
99 Hotel Mike, cross Alia after above 5,000, clear the RNAV runway 13 approach.
I think everything else we will leave on. We need to check and make sure we're pressurizing okay. And I'll play with some of those buttons later. I need to research that. Probe heat should be on. Everything else, recirc fans are on. So that's all pretty much good. We can also set up a few cameras. Let's see if we wanted like a dash cam GoPro type thing. That's kind of cool. And on these, it's always nice to be able to see your altitude as the filmmaker. Sometimes it's not really organically possible, but it does help some of the logistics of being able to fly the plane and get good views. Climbing through 18,000, 19,000. Coming up now, we should also be probably in standard temperature and pressure. 29902, and again, we'll wait for ATIS at Atlanta. Not coming through in text, so we'll see. We still have a little ways to go in Houston. I don't think we'll end up touching Jacksonville Center. But we do have Atlanta Center online. It looks like Atlanta approach too, so a healthy amount of traffic in. Currently at Atlanta, 12 arrivals, 13 departures. As we head that way here at Delta 489. Thank you all for coming along on this full flight between New Orleans and Atlanta. Really just getting our feet under us in the 737-800. It's not a very different airplane until it is. It's not a very different airplane until it is. But it is good, and I've enjoyed it so far. It's a small, they're small things that it adds, like having the right length. I'm excited for the prime air stuff. Some 737-800 cargo ops will be fun. The small differences between the BCF and the BDSF versions are intriguing. So there's good stuff in there. I mean, if you needed one 737-800, probably the one to go with. It's the most widely used, the most common. If you like Southwest, the 700 is, again, more commonly used there, but less commonly overall. It's something like 4,800s to 1,700s and a little bit fewer 900s. And then not very many 600s. It's basically the 737 family breakdown. But if you want to fly an American in the U.S., all of the big four, that being United, American, Delta, and Southwest, fly 737-800s.
65 Golf, welcome to Austin, left on
737-700s are only flown by 3, Southwest,
Delta, yeah.
Delta, and United, and not that many of them. So if you want a real workhorse, this is probably the airplane I've flown on the most personally, as a commercial passenger, as self-loading cargo, but it also depends on where you're at. Obviously, you don't get much of the real budget carriers. Spirit, Frontier, and JetBlue are all fully Airbus, or almost fully Airbus. But Alaska also has a good amount of 737s, 800s.
Runway 13, clear the way 9 so much.
Now, in these wing views, they did press you real up against the window. You can't really see any of the cabin, which is an interesting choice.
Houston Center, Metro 1077, ready to taxi Gulfport.
Metro 1077, Houston Center, stay position on the field.
Oh, Metro 1077, hasn't put in my code yet.
Say again? You have a lot of background noise.
So Metro 1077, they're at the Gulfport Airport, kind of below us. 737-800, going to Phoenix.
Thank you.
We did also get some good liveries for the 800 already, which is exciting. Already have Freedom 1, some of the Southwest ones. And then a couple variations on, I think, all the 3 major U.S. carriers.
All right, Metro 1077's ready to taxi.
Metro 1077, stay position on the field.
Metro 1077, where's the terminal?
Metro 1077, runway 14, taxi via Charlie.
14 via Charlie, Metro 1077.
Climbing out now. Delta 489 to Atlanta. Looks like we're going to be landing west at Atlanta. The Hobbit 2 arrival. One of those Lord of the Rings ones. The classic Atlanta arrivals.
Yeah, 1120, contact Fort Worth Center 135.17, good day.
And we're still getting up to climb. Top of climb expected in about 4 minutes.
Hey, good evening, Houston Center. River 265 Echo Alpha is 15.5 for 16,000.
River 265 Echo Alpha, Houston Center, climb and maintain flight level 410.
Climb, maintain flight level 410 for 5 Echo Alpha.
Houston, good day. Southwest 1671 at Minneapolis, looking for on cadence, information charge.
While we're doing, we shouldn't have too long at cruise. If we get up, let's zoom out a little bit. I mean, we hit Shire and Peyton pretty much right after we get there. Starting our descent somewhere around Frodo is what it's giving us as far as the computer's concerned. So most of this route's going to be flown on that. Frodo does not have an altitude restriction. We're just restricted flight level 240 or above at Baggins, according to my chart. So where are we?
71 Sagan.
Where are we in the world, and what are we doing here? So we're basically out here at this point.
1671 is clear to the Boise Airport.
We're hitting Shire and Peyton in a little bit. Some storms out in front of us.
Squawk 7311.
Some storms out over Georgia. We'll have to keep an eye. It looks like it clears up by the time we get to Atlanta, but decent amount of rain, especially over Florida.
Southwest 1671.
Southeast.
That's correct.
So we'll keep an eye on that. Weather at Atlanta is something. It's Alpha Tango Lima. VFR 87 degrees Fahrenheit, 330 at 4, 10-mile visibility, 20,000 foot ceiling, altimeter 3000. So some clouds, some scattered clouds of 4,000, 7,000 feet, which we'll keep an eye on. But again, not too bad. And that is, I think, 1 hour old. So we should be getting a new one soon. Of course, that is real world. We'll keep an eye on Atlanta ATIS. I haven't picked it up yet. Climbing up to flight level 330 here. And it's hard, you know, Atlanta's tough to, sometimes tough to plan for just because there's a bunch of runways and they could give you any one of them. We'll see what people are doing live.
Southwest 1671 requesting final cruise level 360.
Southwest 1671, Roger, 360.
So thank you all for coming along in this airliner flight, doing a full flight between New Orleans, Louisiana, and Atlanta, Georgia in the PMDG 737-800 Delta colors.
Climb and maintain flight level 350.
We are in Houston Center. We're going to go through it, basically straight to Atlanta Center.
Good evening, Houston Center, American 9087 with you, flight level 300.
American 9087 Houston Center, pilot's discretion to send and maintain 1000, the Gulfport altimeter 29.
We're looking at an arrival time of about
Down to 11,987.
41 after the hour.
Metro 1077 ready to go, runway 14 Gulfport.
Same way.
Now, if we wanted to look at it, and this is where the speeds really get kind of different, because we're a good 10, 15 knots faster than we are in the 737-700. So that's where I feel like it gets, if you're not prepared for it, it can get hairy, because 150, coming in at 150 versus 135 feels pretty different, even if it isn't that different, when everything else is the same to you. So I had a hard time keeping it down on my first landing, but also Pensacola was a shorter runway, so probably not the best starting field.
Metro 1077 verifies clocking assigned code 7324.
Well, we are now, Metro 1077.
Metro 1077, runway 14, fly runway heading, clear for takeoff.
Metro 1077, clear for takeoff.
Delta 49, contact Atlanta Center 132.907, good day.
3297 for Delta 49, see ya.
Houston Center, flex at 2319 on the ground, New Orleans.
American 652, contact Washington Center 133.72. And Southwest 2660, contact Atlanta approach 133.47, we'll see you.
133.47, 26.
See ya.
Atlanta Center, Delta 489, flight level 330.
Delta 49, Atlanta Center, welcome aboard. West wind 18.
All right, we're checked in with Atlanta Center.
Center
We'll listen out for our descent instructions.
2406, descend and maintain 3000.
We may get a descend via or something else. We'll see.
In about 15 miles.
I'm going to bump up V-pilot a little bit.
American 2406, clear visual approach, runway 36 center, correction, runway 36 right. American 713, your radar contact, turn left heading 210, climb and maintain, flight level 360. American 2406, wind 330 at 7, runway 36 right, cleared to land. Net at 200, Atlanta Center, roger, just advise, ready. West wind 1829, Atlanta Center, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Flying VFR to Pensacola. Request flight following, 1829.
West wind 1829, roger, squawk 11, squawk 1136 and maintain VFR. And when you're able to say aircraft type and requested cruising altitude.
Roger that. Squawk 1136, or type Cessna 310, current altitude 6,500.
That's an 1829, roger that.
Atlanta Center, Southwest 1965, with you passing 11,000 for 14,000.
Southwest 1965, Atlanta Center, climb and maintain, flight level 350.
Free clear 350, Southwest 1965.
American 1794, Atlanta Center, turn right, heading 030, runway 36 right. Cleared for takeoff, traffic 737, 6 mile final. American 2406, one departure prior to arrival. American 713, proceed direct icons, resume the icons for departure there. West wind 1829, radar contact 20 miles south of the Macon VOR 6,500, maintain VFR on course.
Maintain VFR, west wind 1829.
West wind 1829, let me get for you here 1 second. West wind 1829, the Macon altimeter is 29er, 9er, 9er.
29er, 9er, 9er, thank you sir, 1829.
All right, so cruising over Atlanta Center now. We're getting into... Oh, we still got a little ways till top of descent. We're hitting Peyton and Shire now. So we will, in the next few minutes, some Toolkit Pro says we'll be at Atlanta in about a half hour, and I'm inclined to agree with
American
that.
2770, contact Memphis Center, 133.65.
Shire, Baggins, we have a restriction at 240. We'll be going down to 12,000, and then they'll send us around the airport. So descent planning, we got flaps 30. That gives us a speed 150.
American 1794, Atlanta Center radar contact.
I'm going to punch this in here because I want to know that too.
When able, turn right direct.
Should also be on the PFD. So that is set up. And yeah, top of descent in about 10 minutes is what it's telling me. So we'll expect something in 10 minutes. And if we don't get anything, we'll ask. Atlanta does like to, seems like it likes to leave you high.
United 200, are you ready to go?
Even coming into the airport, a lot of those, the arrivals cut out at 12,000
right,
or so.
heading 030, runway 36 center, cleared for takeoff.
So something we will keep an eye out.
American 49, Atlanta Center, runway 36 center, Atlanta Point. American 2406, when able, turn left, contact ground 121.9, and we'll see you. Delta 1963, contact Jacksonville Center 135.92. We'll have a little bit more information on the weather for you, but looks like areas of moderate to heavy precipitation at your 12 o'clock and about 40 miles, extending along the route of flight.
Delta 1963, thanks for the info, going to 3590, see you soon.
Yep. American 49, fly runway heading, runway 36 center, cleared for takeoff. JetBlue 771, Atlanta Center, welcome aboard. Delta 51, cross Aussie, at to maintain 12,000 and 250 knots at lit altimeters 29er. United 200, radar contact. United 200, radar contact, say altitude leaving. United 200, your radar contact, say altitude leaving.
We're cruising at flight level 330. We're looking at coming up on top of descent here in a few minutes. About 8 minutes.
American 1794, I noticed you disconnected there for just a second. Is your connection okay?
The airplane wants us to go down at Bilbo.
Roger that. Just be advised, you're going to have one aircraft in trail of you for about 15 in trail, cruising at the same altitude, so just a heads up.
Sorry,
Alright, 1794, thank you.
United 200, when able, turn right, direct Kilns, climb and maintain, flight level 370.
Direct Kilns, flight level, what was that flight level again?
Climb and maintain, flight level 370.
Pacific Kilns, flight level 370, United.
And Southwest 2148, Atlanta Center, fly runway heading, runway 36 center, cleared for takeoff. American 49, radar contact, San altitude leaving. American 49, roger, turn right, heading 090.
Center Adult 367 here at Birmingham, Charlie 4, ready to go to Atlanta.
Delta 367, Atlanta Center, runway 24, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 36 at Alpha, Birmingham altimeter 3000.
We found new flights land under a new call sign because the other plane doesn't work, so yeah, it should new flight plan.
Oh, Delta 367, roger. Let's just, for time's sake, you're still cleared as filed and the initial altitude and everything. The new squawk is 5770.
Okay, 5750 for, you said 5750?
5770.
70.
All right, so one more time.
American 49, proceed direct Barmy.
We're really waiting for the call here.
350.
Direct Barmy.
We may get something like cross ends a ladder above 12,000.
United 200,
or we
turn
could
right heading
just
090
get
for me.
a Hobbit to arrival. It's going to depend.
Turn right 090, United 200. Yeah, that's pretty well.
No worries, just want to get you headed in the right direction there.
Appreciate you receiving.
American 713, contact Jacksonville Center, 135.92. We'll see you.
Other things we can do to prep. We'll go auto brakes 2. Might crank it up to max depending on how I feel.
American 713, Atlanta Center.
Backs are okay. We'll put seatbelt signs on. We're coming down. We'll put landing lights on and everything.
Thank you. American 276, Atlanta Center. Fly runway heading, runway 36 center, quick for takeoff.
Bit of a cloud layer below us. Let's check on Atlanta, see if we have any more weather.
Southwest 2148, Atlanta Center, radar contact.
Look like it winds 320 at 5, so probably still landing west.
Atlanta Center, good evening. Skymaster 5451 Sierra, 5 miles south of Crossville. Request flight following if you've got the time.
South 5451 Sierra, Atlanta Center, squawk 6106, maintain VFR, and I'll get back to you if I can.
6106, Skymaster 510.
Now 200, direct Kilns when able. United 200, direct Kilns when able.
Direct Kilns.
So thank you all for coming along on this full
Southwest
flight.
2148, turn right direct Barmy.
We're looking for Delta 489.
And maintain flight level 370.
Direct Barmy, flight level 370.
Coming up on Frodo and then Bilbo, then down to Baggins.
American 1684. Runway 36 right, line up and wait, and just be just a moment on the runway for a departure off the middle complex.
So a good sunset flight. But I'm looking forward to doing some cargo ops. Could probably even convince ourselves that FedEx would be reasonable, although they mostly fly in Europe with 737-800s.
American 49 for traffic and sequence, also going to the northeast there. Maintain 315 knots or greater in the climb.
315 on
Now, I don't
radar
think
on
there are any
climb.
speed restrictions. We'll be just going down to...
Thank you. Southwest 2148
500.
for spacing on the Barmy departure there. Maintain 310 knots or less.
I also
in the climb.
don't think there's really anyone in front of us, but there's a couple other planes that will probably arrive at
Delta 367, short of
Atlanta
Alpha, raise
before
access
us.
out.
Delta 367, runway 24, taxi via Alpha, cross 36 at Alpha, Birmingham, altimeter 3000.
Okay, 24 via Alpha, 36 at Alpha, 3 triple nothing, Crystal 367.
Line of center, Delta 1398 with the flight level of 278 for 310, about 35 miles north of the rocket VOR.
Delta 1398, Atlanta Center, roger. I see you might not make your cruise altitude there, but maybe you will. Delta 1398, just whenever you want, you can descend at pilot's discretion and maintain flight level 240.
Alright, we'll descend at pilot's discretion to 240, Delta 1398.
So if we do end up with 28, runway 28
American 276, radar
at
contact.
Atlanta
San
is the
Francisco.
one way on the south side.
American 276 departing 4,400.
American 276, roger. Trying to maintain flight level 370 and turn right heading 060.
Right heading 360 and continue climb to 370. Correction, say again the heading?
American 276, let's make it a 090 heading now.
090, right turn for American 276.
American 1684, fly runway heading, runway 36 right, cleared for takeoff. Delta 489, descend via the Hobbit 2 arrival, and altimeter is 2999.
All right, we'll descend via the Hobbit 2 arrival, Delta 489. All right, Hobbit 2, there it is. So we're good to go down to 240 at Baggins, and then 1709 at 1000 at Smog.
Trying to maintain flight level 370.
Up to 370, Southwest
I'm going to set this for 240. The airplane also knows not to go below 240 there, but we'll just double check that.
American 1794, contact Washington Center 133.72, we'll see.
133.72,
And looks like I can get the ATIS now, so that's good. Let's pick up Atlanta information, India. So, Atlanta information, India, 2352 Zulu, wind 220 at 4, tensor smile, visibility few clouds at 4,000, scattered clouds at 20,000, broken clouds 25,000.
Right heading 24.
Altimeter 2999. Simultaneous approaches in use, runway 26 right, 27
Southwest
left.
1965, contact Jacksonville Center 135.92, have a good flight.
So we will have to wait and see what they give us, but I will, let me tune in.
Yeah.
So now when it's ready, we should be able to just hit the button and go down.
American 1684, radar contact.
So 26 right, or 27 left.
3,500, American 1684.
American 1684, roger. American 276,
pull
procedure
those
at
up.
Barmy,
27
resume the
left.
Barmy 4 departure.
And 26 right. Both have ILSs.
Southwest 2148, radar contact lost.
And we will just let it descend the way it wants to descend. Now, 27 left. 26, or I should say 26 right has an ILS frequency of 110.1. So we'll put that in here on 1, and 275 is the final course. Just trying to stay ahead of things. 275.
Delta 1398.
Now the other option is 27 left, which is 108.5.
Alright, we'll cross over at Chipper at 13,000. Altimeter
And 110.1. So I'll put basically load up nav
Delta
2.
51, contact Atlanta approach 133.47. We'll see you.
133.47.
So we've basically got both ILS frequencies in
American
the nav.
1684, turn right, direct Barmy, come and maintain, flight level 350.
And it should be 275 on the course for both. So we'll pick the right frequency when we get down there, when they tell us what we're getting.
Atlanta Center, Combo 12, flight level 31050 to the hazardous VOR coming out of VIP.
Both should be fairly straightforward.
American 49, contact Washington Center 133.72.
13372, thank you for the excellent service.
So we started our descent. I'm going to put our seatbelt signs
United 200, contact Washington Center
on.
133.72. Give a chance for the American to check in, please.
United 367 4 for 10, runway heading.
United 200, contact Washington Center 13372.
So we've begun our descent now into Atlanta International Airport, Alpha Tango Lima.
Was that number 411 Juliet calling Atlanta Center? Okay, hang on one second here. Southwest 1545, on to maintain, flight level 360, this is Atlanta Center.
I maintain 14,000. Repeat the last thing you said.
Southwest 1545, Atlanta Center, come to maintain, flight level 360.
Maintain 360, Southwest 1545.
Sun Country 9, Atlanta Center, come to maintain, flight level 310.
I maintain 310, Sun Country 9.
Delta 367, radar contact, turn left direct dump, resume on navigation, come to maintain, flight level 250.
Okay, Gump, resume 250 for Delta 367.
United 200, Atlanta Center. Sun Country 9, resume normal speed.
Normal speed, Sun Country 9.
Southwest 2368, Atlanta Center, fly runway heading, runway 36 center, cleared for takeoff. November 411 Juliet, Atlanta Center, was that you checking in from the northeast?
Atlanta Center, that was Tumbo 12.
Tumbo 212, Atlanta Center, squawk 4251.
4251, Tumbo 12.
Well, we can keep going down now. 17,000. Once we hit 18,000, we'll click it into the standard. Fuel's looking all right. We're burning a little bit. Well, we're getting all right. Our alternate, our reserve fuel is 6.9, so we should be just fine.
American 276, contact Washington Center, excuse me, 133.72, we'll see.
No worries, 123724, American 276, KATL, ready to get away.
Bye-bye, thank you.
Atlanta Center, aircraft 681, heavy passing through 120, inbound Smoky.
Aircraft 681, Atlanta Center, roger. Come to maintain, flight level 370 now.
Climb maintain 370, aircraft 82.
West wind 1829, contact Jacksonville Center now, 135.92, we'll see you.
Over to Jackson Center, 135.92. Thanks for the ATC 1829.
Have a good night.
Making our descent against smog, 1700, and then onward. And again, once we get handed off to approach, they should tell us what runway we're going to get. We should figure it out before, and so we'll see.
Southwest 1486, Atlanta Center, welcome aboard. Come to maintain, flight level 360.
Up to flight level 360, Southwest 1486.
Atlanta Center, 256, flight level 350, Fox 7360.
So fun second flight. in the 737-800. Again, you can fly. It's fun because you can do all 4 majors in the U.S. here. All 3 Legacy, and Southwest also flies 800s.
It's like Emirates 256 Collins.
Not that I think that should stop you if you have the 700 and want to fly an American flight. It hasn't stopped us on stream.
Charlie Alpha Tango Lima November.
But we are making our descent now, Smog. Again, I expect that we will have a more kind of a hangout stream tomorrow on Twitch. But for now, we're doing full flight here on YouTube.
Emirates 256
on VATSIM in the PMDG 737-800. Coming up on Smog and then going to Hobbit and Ensel.
And Tumbo 212,
Hobbit's
your radar
14,000.
contact. Let's see. 84 miles northwest of the Sugarloaf Mountain VLR. Delta 367, descend via the Hobbit 2 arrival, and altimeter 290909.
Okay, it's Hobbit 2 for the 367, thanks.
Before I forget, let's do lights on. Everything else should be okay. Seatbelt signs are on.
2368 Atlanta Center. Turn right, direct Kilns. Want to maintain flight level 350.
Direct Kilns, 350,
And Kilo Oscar 6 Alpha, resume navigation.
And now what is Atlanta approach on? Let's see.
Kilo Oscar 6 Alpha, can you read that back?
Resume on navigation. If you're still flying the 270 heading, you don't need to be doing that anymore.
Alright.
So I do think we have approach
Delta
on
49, contact Atlanta approach 133.47, we'll see you.
approach on 13347 Delta 49. See you.
Delta 367, you're skipping forward for some reason there. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to have to probably potentially spend you.
All right, let's go over to standard pressure. Let's check in with Atlanta approach.
Southwest 9012, radar contact, climb and maintain 14,000 say altitude.
22 arrivals into Atlanta now.
Southwest 9012, passing 3,300 and climb 14,000.
Atlanta approach, Delta 489, descending through 17,000, Hobbit 2.
But a 51, they said I'm maintaining 4,000, report Atlanta inside.
That may be in 4,000, reported the airport inside, Delta 51.
But a 51 cleared, visual approach, only 26 right.
And cleared for the visual 26 right for Delta 51, thanks.
But a 489, Atlanta approach, shade us information, India, altimeter 2909, visual 27 left.
All right, we have India, visual 27 left, Delta 49. All right, so that's our answer, 27 left. Let's get that punched into our approach page here. Good, just to make sure we're pointing ourselves in the right direction. If we need to, we're looking for 27 left. Take the ILS. Hobbit 2.
Atlanta approach, Delta 1398 with the flight level 13,000, descending the Chipper 1 arrival.
For the 1398, Atlanta approach, shade us information, India, altimeter 2909, visual approach, only 26 right.
Alright, we have India on board, altimeter 2909, visual approach 26 right, Delta 1398.
And we need to go to Ensel.
Atlanta approach, Delta Airlines, flight 623, requesting pushback clearance for taxi.
623, Atlanta pushing, sorry, on discretion.
And we're going to put out a little bit of speed brake because now we're a little high. Coming down for 12,000 at Ensel. Altimeter 2999, we got that all in. It's yelling at me on that, but that's okay. We have lights on, seatbelt signs are illuminated. Auto brake, I'm going to go to max because I don't trust myself that much. 27 left for my own remembrances. 27 left is going to be the southern
I've rushed up 367 Hobbit to India 17.
The second most southern runway. So if we're counting from the right to left, 1, 2, 3, fourth runway. We have 9,000 feet to get the airplane down.
51 runway inside.
51 right.
And we're expecting the visual, so that should be fine. We'll get it down to 12,000. We do have approach on, which sometimes makes these things just a little bit easier.
Southwest 9012, contact Atlanta Center 132.907. You have a good flight.
Over to center, have a good night. Southwest 9012.
Up of 51, wind 220 at 4, runway 26 right, clear to land.
26 right, get clear to land, Delta 51.
And there's Ensel. So now we're going to basically the approach shoots us out in this long downwind for runway. What's going to end up being 27 left. Again, 27 left is the fourth airport from the right, or the second airport from the, or second runway from the right. Fourth runway
1398,
from the right.
2000.
Second runway from the left.
And 2000, Delta 1398.
So we'll see. Rhode Island is a little tricky because all, you know, it's 5 parallel runways, so you want to make sure you're on the right one. And we're looking for 27 left. So I'm going to clear out the other charts we're not going to be using, which is 26 right and 28 to avoid any kind of confusion. So 27 left, we're going to need frequency 1085 in both, on both. We're now at 12.
489, say airspeed.
266 indicated.
Got a 367, or do speed to 260.
And we're slowing.
So I guess we have someone
checked
who snuck up on us a little bit. This Delta 367. I guess he came in after us from Birmingham.
Got a 1402 Atlanta departure, runway 27 right, taxi via Lima, Lima, Charlie.
Lima, Charlie, 14.
I'm going to keep my speed up just a
367,
little bit until he's able to start sending.
Vectors file, maintain 12000.
Then we'll go 250 below 10.
Okay, 120.030 for 367.
367 heading 040.
So approaching, briefing the approach. Our course can be, final course can be 275. The ILS is 108.
489, reduce speed 210.
Speed 210, Delta 489.
Delta 367, reduce speed to 210.
On to 210, 367.
So we do have, we probably see him too. Yeah, there he is. He's right there.
Post Delta 623 requesting taxi to runway.
So we'll bring the speed back and they'll sequence us in.
Delta 623, Atlanta departure, squawk mode Charlie, runway 26 left, taxi via Alpha.
You can see the field just off our nose. That's Atlanta.
Good copy.
It's a little bit busy coming into Atlanta tonight. Always busy at Atlanta.
Delta 51, welcome to Atlanta Cross, runway 26 left at Bravo 2.
That is a good thing.
Cross the 265 via Bravo 2 and to the ramp for Delta 51.
Delta 623, read back, hold, short instructions.
And I realize I'm not actually on...
Delta 623, read back, hold, short instructions.
Realize we're not actually on the... never kicked VNAV back in, so we'll keep going straight now.
Delta 623, Atlanta.
Delta 623 on frequency.
Delta 623, hold short of runway 26 right at the approach end.
Two copying, holding short, runway 26 right.
623, squawk mode Charlie.
Right, so now let's go LNAV and get back onto the...
Delta 367, flight heading 060.
60 for 367.
Delta 489, descend and maintain 7,000.
Descend and maintain 7,000, Delta 49. Alright, so let's do this. And let's just get down quick. So let's pop a little speed
Ground,
break.
Phenom 6 Alpha with a short of Delta.
Phenom 6 Alpha, Atlanta departure, runway 26 left, taxi via Alpha, hold short, runway 26 right.
We overshot the course a little bit. I was hoping it would be a little bit more graceful, but that's okay. There's the Atlanta airport.
Atlanta approach, Delta 262, requesting permission to cross runway 26 right.
At a 1398, reduce speed to 210.
And next thing we can think, we do have a high-speed exit at November 4,
At
maybe November 2.
You're not at the right crossing point, so if you could, make a left turn, continue eastbound on Alpha.
Good copy, continuing eastbound.
Delta 1402, RNAV to SLA, runway 27 right, clear for takeoff.
RNAV SLA 27 right, clear takeoff, 1402.
We're still going downhill and just giving a little bit of speed brake to help it.
Delta 152.
Come in.
Requesting IFR traffic patterns. You have information below.
If we need to, we can also go to a
Delta
flaps.
152, your cruise altitude
Flaps
is
105.
too low. Do you want 4,000?
Yes, that'll be good.
Delta 367, fly heading 105.
105 for Delta 367.
Delta 1398, descend and maintain 7,000.
Sending to 7,000, 1398.
Delta 367, descend and maintain 7,000.
Not a 7, 367.
Delta 623, cross runway 26 right at the approach and continue taxi via Bravo. Delta 623, cross runway 26 right at the approach and continue taxi via Bravo.
Good copy, cross runway 263, contacting to Bravo.
Phenom 6 Alpha, cross runway 26 right at Alpha, continue taxi via Bravo.
We'll cross 26 right at Alpha and continue via Bravo.
Getting ready to make a little bit of a nighttime approach into Atlanta.
Delta 152.
Here in the PMDG 737, 800.
Roger, ready to copy Delta 152.
Delta 152, you're cleared to the Atlanta airport. Via radar vectors, maintain 4,000. Departure district.
If we need a little more drag, we can even go flaps 2.
I'm sorry, what was the squawk code again? Delta
0461. The 489, descend and maintain 3,000.
So maintain 3,000, Delta 49.
Delta 367, descend and maintain 3,000, flighting 095.
Okay, 3,000, I stepped on you on the end.
095 on the heading.
Okay, 095.
So we'll give it flaps
Delta
5.
1398, descend and maintain 4,000.
Just to help us get down a little faster here at 210 knots.
With a 1402, radar contact, climb and maintain 14,000 sea altitude.
That Delta 367 is a 737-900 behind
With
us.
a 1402, roger, climb, maintain 14,000.
Atlanta departure, American 1037, we're ready to taxi with information Victor.
1037, Atlanta departure, runway 27 right, taxi via Lima, Lima, Charlie.
Lima, Charlie, American 1037.
Delta 489, turn left heading 180, reduce speed to 18, correction, just turn left heading 360, maintain 210.
Alright, left heading 360, speed 180, Delta 49.
489, you can maintain the 210 knots.
Okay, we'll maintain 210 knots, Delta 49. Alright, here we go. Getting ready for the approach into Atlanta. We got runway 27 left, fourth from the right, second from the left.
Delta 152, 2 requesting IFR traffic pattern with...
We do have full speed brakes out, so let's not forget that. And
Delta
flaps 5.
152, I gave you your clearance, so if you're ready, you can go ahead and rate it back now.
Could you please say it again for Delta 152?
152.
We've got speed brakes out. Coming down to 3,000. We've got our ILS frequencies tuned in, 108.5, 108.5, 275 on the course.
Atlanta Brothers Delta Airlines 63 is currently holding short, runway 26.
We're looking okay. We're going to bring speed brakes in.
Left.
Delta 623, on after Snuffy, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Roger. Delta Airlines 623, clear for takeoff.
Delta 623, confirm your first FMS waypoint. Delta 489, turn left heading 305, and intercept the localizer report to land in sight.
All right, left heading 305. We'll intercept the localizer. We have the field in sight. Delta 489.
Delta 489, cleared visual approach, runway 27 left, speed 180 or greater until depot.
All right, cleared visual approach 27 left, speed 180 or greater till depot.
Delta 1398, descend to maintain 4,000.
And I'll take the lowest they can
Delta
give me.
1398, we're descending 4,000 right now. It's just,
We do have the localizer, so that's good.
That's no problem. Delta 367, turn left heading 360.
360 after 3, not 367.
And we can go down to flaps 10 if we need to, but flaps 15 once we're below 200 knots.
6 left, Phenom 6 Alpha.
And we've got the runway. We see it. You can come out. And flaps 15. So here we go. Again, our approach speed is going to be about 150, 151. So we will shoot for that. We are cleared for the visual 27 left. That's this one here. Don't believe we have tower online, so we know when to switch to.
Set up 367 or reduce speed to 180.
180 for 367.
The other thing, missed approach, we're going to climb 1500, then left turn to 4000. So we'll punch in 4000 on the altitude here. 180 or greater till depot.
Set up 367, turn left heading 245 and intercept the localizer report to land inside.
245 lost, central localizer, or report the field inside of Delta 367.
367, correction, heading 305.
Okay, 305.
Coming up on depot now.
Speed on 6 Alpha, RNF to impasse, runway 26
we can hit in the second autopilot channel too.
6 Alpha.
We've got glide slope.
1398, turn right heading 245, intercept the localizer report Atlanta inside.
Right heading 245 for the localizer, we've got the field in sight, Delta 1398.
Delta 14 up to 2, contact Atlanta Center 132.97.
Delta 2.97, got I alarm.
Delta 1398, cleared visual approach, runway 26 right.
Clear for the visual approach, 26 right, Delta 1398, see you on the ground.
So we're coming up on depot now. We got the glide slope. 150 now. Let's
367 clear visual approach, runway 27
throw speed brakes out. We're good to go. Flaps 25.
Okay, clear for the visual.
And flaps 30.
180 until depot for Delta 367.
Delta 489, wind 220 at 4, runway 27 left, clear to land.
Runway 27 left, cleared to land, Delta 489. So we're still in single channel, but we're coming down. Things are looking okay.
Radar contact to altitude.
We're at 75% throttle. I'm going to just take control. We're at 55% N1, so I'm going to take control here.
Plan approach, repeat last, 623.
Let us keep coming down.
623, radar contact to altitude.
Below or above?
The altitude that your altimeter is currently indicating.
And let's start the recorder too.
5,100.
At a 623, Roger. Looks like you're off the departure, so fly heading 180 and climb maintain 14000.
So we do have both channels now. I'm going to take control.
180, set the flight 623.
My airplane? Little slow.
Southwest 1323, port south, ramp port south, information India, Fox 0471, rated that.
Southwest 1323, Atlanta departure, runway 27 right, taxi via Lima, Lima, Charlie.
R27 right, via Lima, Lima, Charlie, Southwest 1323.
806 Alpha, radar contact to altitude.
4,800.
806 Alpha, climb maintain 14000.
14000, November 6 Alpha.
Delta 623, when able, proceed direct Varsity.
Off a little left. Speed's good. Getting a little high now, so let's keep it coming down.
367, the wind 220 at 4, runway 27 left, clear to land.
27 left line, 3627.
Delta 1398, wind 220 at 4, runway 26 right, clear to land.
Just doing some simultaneous approaches here.
Delta 1398, runway 26 right, clear to land.
There's a land, 26 right, Delta 1398.
Delta 623, clear direct varsity.
You got clear direct to varsity.
Alright, we are down. We should be able to make N4. In fact, we're good here. I'm going to keep the rollout going.
6 Alpha, contact Atlanta Center 132.97. You have a good flight.
Over to center, November 6 Alpha. Have a good night.
Alright, we made it.
489, welcome to Atlanta, cross runway 27 right at November 5, Mike to the ramp. You have a good one.
Alright, cross 27 right at November 5, Mike to the ramp. Delta 49, thanks.
Got a 1037, runway 27 right, line up way, traffic crossing downfield.
Alright, we're off the runway. Let's bring it to a stop.
Line up and wait, runway 27.
Fry my computer.
37.
Landing lights off, turn off lights off, taxi lights on. We can start the APU. Auto brake off, spoilers in, flaps up. We'll cross at November 5.
489, traffic will be holding in position.
Roger, we'll get a move on Delta 49. Alright, so let's clear the runway. Should be traffic down there waiting for us to get out of our way. Going a little fast now, so let's do that. And then Mike to the ramp, which is a general suggestion, but that'll work. And then today we are going down to Echo 15 is the gate. That's going to be down on the far side of the ramp.
American 1037, hour and a half to football.
So we're going to run Mike down to the ramp.
I know, football, runway 27 right, clear for takeoff.
You see that other plane they cleared to land coming in here, and I think that's Delta 367 coming in.
37.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Atlanta International Airport. 84 degrees in Atlanta right now. Local time is 8:40. A few clouds overhead, but a pretty calm night. A light breeze. 10-mile visibility. And we'll have to check it out and see what the damage was.
Confirmed direct varsity.
623, confirmed direct varsity.
623, roger. I'll show you.
It's still 450 feet per minute, so I feel like I get higher on. I feel like I get high during the approach.
Good copy.
367, welcome to Atlanta. Hold short 279 at Papa.
I feel like I get high at the end there. I'm not sure what's going on there. And then I overcompensate, descending faster. So just maintaining that kind of consistency on that final approach is probably the hardest part right now.
We're going to stand by for a minute here. We got some maintenance.
Southwest 1323, roger, cancel takeoff with clearance, hold short 279.
Alright, hold short 279 right, and then Charlie Southwest 1323.
Set a 367, cross runway 279 at Papa, Lima to ramp. Great night to you, sir.
Okay, Pablo 367, sir.
Delta 1398, welcome to Atlanta, cross runway 26 left at Bravo 4, Foxtrot to the ramp today.
Alright, Bravo 4, Foxtrot for the ramp, cross runway 26 left, Delta 1398.
Yeah, we do have the AP
623, contact Atlanta Center 132.
I'm going to pull up to the ramp. We'll do a little takeoff. We'll do a little landing
Roger,
replay.
contacting Atlanta Center
See the damage.
132.97. Good night.
American 1037 radar contact.
If I recall correctly, 15 is one of these.
10,000, American 1037.
1037, roger, climb, maintain 14,000.
14,000, American 1037.
Atlanta approach FedEx 773, crossing 18,500, down to 14,000.
So there's a jet in our gate. We'll go to the next one over.
773, Atlanta approach, ADS information, India, altimeter 2999er, runway 26 right, visual.
It would be nice to have someone to walk us in, a marshaller, but GSX does not support this airport. Which, being one of the busiest in the U.S., makes it somewhat a not particularly useful thing to have. Taxi lights off. And we'll taxi in on one engine. Let me turn on the lights just to see a little bit better as we go in. And now that we're rolling in, we'll kill engine 1. So that's that. We will shut down engine 2 because I already shut down engine 1. And connect the jet bridge. So welcome everybody to Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. We can turn any collision lights off and a few other things, but we're going to go do a landing replay here in a sec. So let's just get the jetway connected so that I can tick off in my mind that we completed this flight. All right, disconnecting from VATSIM. We can disconnect from the jet bridge. And let's fire up flight recorder. Now, I thought I had overstressing off, but, you know, that's as good a place as any to close it out. I guess we didn't get the replay. Thank you all for coming along in this full flight in the PMDG 737-800 from New Orleans to Atlanta. It's a fun plane. It is more different to fly than the 737-700, but if you're really interested in the button pushing and the switchology, it is exactly the same. So it's kind of up to you if that's worth it to you or not.